Wood floors having a gap where they meet the wall is totally normal, and here's why you shouldn't freak out about it. Alright, so when you see that tiny gap, it's called an expansion gap, and it's there to give the wood room to move around. Wood naturally expands and contracts because of moisture changes, not just temperature, so without this space, your floor could buckle or warp, which is way worse. The gap usually gets covered by trim or quarter-round molding, which hides it and keeps things looking neat. If the gap is wider than your existing trim, you can swap in thicker or compound trim, or just add a quarter-round piece for a quick fix that looks good and protects the edges. When you're measuring or cleaning, that gap might catch your tape or fingers, but that's just how it works. Don't try to fill the gap with caulk or wood filler because that messes with the floor's natural movement. Instead, focus on choosing the right molding to cover it up and keep your floors safe from damage. One of the biggest mistakes homeowners make with wood floor gaps is trying to close them off completely, which causes buckling or warping later on. Fix that by always leaving the recommended expansion space and just covering it with trim. Another common problem is using trim that's too narrow or thin, so the gap still shows. Switch to wider or compound trim for a cleaner look. Lastly, people sometimes remove old trim without checking for lead paint in older homes, which can be hazardous. Always test for lead before removing trim and follow government health guidelines or hire a pro to handle it safely. BigHomeProjects.com is super helpful because it connects homeowners with trusted local contractors who know their stuff about floors and trims. Plus, it helps contractors find real jobs from people who need their skills, making everything easier for both sides.